What is it you want Jesus to do for you? That sounds like a really selfish question, yet it's something that happens in the Bible where Jesus asks somebody, and we're going to look at that today. Hi, my name is Brian. Welcome to My Garage Bible Study. We're going to take a look at the book of Mark today. Mark chapter, where is it? Mark chapter 10, verse 46 and following. Let me read it to us and we'll talk about it. Here it goes. And they came to Jericho, and he was leaving Jericho with his disciples and a great crowd. Bartimaeus, a blind beggar, the son of Timaeus, was sitting by the outside. And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, Jesus, Son of God, have mercy on me. Jesus, Son of God, have mercy on me. This is an era and time where everything was very religious, very spiritual, very regimented. People saw spirituality everywhere. If somebody was sick, they assumed that God was punishing them or something else had happened. And when they would accidentally stumble on something from time to time, they would repeat it over and over and over and over and over and over again, thinking it had some magical powers. You know, the rosary, for those of us who are Catholic, which I'm not, Hail Mary, full of grace, and all that kind of stuff. I don't even know the whole rosary. I'm sorry, I'm not Catholic. But, I don't know what the beginning of the rosary was, but I bet at some point someone said those words and then something happened. Did something happen because God answered a prayer? Or did something happen just accidentally or coincidentally that was positive? But I bet something happened and people say, oh, this is good, let's keep doing this. Back in Galilee, or on the Sea of Galilee, in the first century, when Jesus was healing somebody, they thought the magic words were Jesus, Son of God, or rather, Son of David, and they say it right here, have mercy on me. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. So someone got healed when that happened. They thought these were the magic words. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. And by saying Son of David, they could be saying, I recognize you're the Messiah, because the Messiah is supposed to come from the Davidic lineage, or they could have just heard that somebody else said that and they got healed. We're not sure which of this case it is with Bartimaeus. We'll call him Blind Bart, but that's what's happening here. And it continues. And many rebuked him, telling him to be silent, but he cried out all the more, Son of David, have mercy on me. They're like, shut up, quiet. Other people here who have less sin in their life, who don't have problems that you're getting punished for. Other people here, and we don't want to be bothered by you. But he did it anyway. He kept saying it anyway. And Jesus stopped and said, call him. And they called the blind man, saying to him, take heart, get up, he's calling you. So while people don't have time for a person who's struggling and his life isn't going well, Jesus notices and he stops. This is a really important thing to say first here. I know so many of us think that we're not worthy, we're not important enough for God to notice or for God to stop. Many of us don't even pray for ourselves because we think we're not worthy of being prayed for, or that other things are more important for God, like the starving people around the world or all the people who are in war-torn cultures inside of our world. Yeah, God cares about those folks, and hopefully he's going to do something soon, more significantly in those folks' lives. But if you think that God only has so much energy to go around, so much time, so much compassion, so much love, and that you and I who have relatively easy lives, therefore may as well not pray for ourselves because other people have it worse than us, they need the prayer, you are sorely mistaken. Blind Bart has got some problems for sure, but there's other people who have got more problems. There's other people who may be will be worse than being blind. Paraplegic, a quadriplegic, having no limbs. I don't know what else it could be, but Jesus notices him. And he says, bring him over here. There's nothing wrong with his hearing. Let him hear you and have him come over to me. And here we go. Keep going. And throwing off his cloak, he sprang up and came to Jesus. I love this. This shows like the excitement over it. He's not crippled. He just, man, sprang up. Doesn't just get, he says, woo, I'm ready. Something's going to happen today. He has this great expectancy. Do you have expectancy that Jesus can do something for you? You've got to have expectancy. If you don't have expectancy, you're not going to ask. You're not going to move. You're not going to change. There's something inside of us that has to come alive. We have to stoke the fires of belief and expectancy. Not like manage our expectations and keep them low so we're not disappointed, but have a sense of hopefulness and expectancy, not a sense of entitlement. This has to happen to me or else I don't love God. There's a lot of people who have abandoned the faith because they have a sense of entitlement. I prayed for this and that didn't happen. So therefore, I don't care about God. Well, God can say yes, no, or wait at any moment. We can't be entitled, but at the same time, we have to be expectant. So he springs up, he comes to Jesus, and Jesus said to him, "What do you want me to do for you?" Let's stop right there. That seems like an insensitive question. What do you want me to do for you? Doesn't he know that he's blind? Can he see his eyes or how he's behaving? Yeah, but a couple reasons why he could ask this. One, maybe blindness isn't his biggest problem. Jesus doesn't know. I know it's hard to say that Jesus doesn't know. He is God. Isn't God supposed to know everything? But yeah, he also came in human form, and so it's kind of uncertain exactly what is everything that he knows while he's here on earth. He's fully human, fully divine at the same time. So his humanity is somewhat limiting him. He's not everywhere physically at the same time. He's not omnipresent. He's confined to certain spaces. Maybe he doesn't know what his biggest problem in his life. Maybe he's got a bigger problem. Maybe he's had a diagnosis that he's going to die in 6 months. Maybe he's completely emotionally devastated that he doesn't have close friendships, or he's not married, or maybe he wants to have a kid, or maybe he's had a kid and his kid is at odds with him and they're like this up against each other. His blindness may not be the biggest problem. In fact, when I talk to folks who have physical infirmities or things like this, in my mind, that's got to be the worst. But a lot of those folks have learned to cope, and it's not their biggest need that they would articulate. But he says, "What is it you want me to do for you?" What is it that you want Jesus to do for you? What are you wanting and hopefully expectant over? And the blind man said to him, "Rabbi, let me recover my sight." And Jesus said to him, "Go your way, your faith has made you well." And immediately he recovered his sight and followed him on the way. So what do you know his biggest issue is? His sight. And Jesus says, you've had faith to ask me, and that faith and you taking movement on it is going to bring that to be. And he gets healed. I did a interesting study a number of years ago where I just went through the first 4 books in the Bible, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They're the authorized biographies of Jesus right here in this rough spot here. And I cataloged and just counted up all the miracles, and I counted up 41 different miracles. Now, they weren't necessarily different, 41 accounts. So a lot of the miraculous accounts are mentioned multiple times in a couple different gospels. They're different accounts of Jesus' life. Of those 41, I counted that 34 of the 41, something only happens when they take initiative, when they push on it. We think maybe if Jesus came to earth right now, he would immediately go to your local hospital and just kind of walk through the halls and just kind of be doing this everywhere he goes. I'm healing you, I'm healing you. Or you just go down to the homeless shelter and make sure they've got Jack in their pockets and they've got food in their bellies. You just miraculously do that. There's nothing that says that he would do that, at least not in the biblical record. He doesn't just walk through leper colonies and everywhere he goes, heal people. He doesn't just go through places and say, okay, I see you're physically sick, I'm going to heal you. And he doesn't do that. What he does 34 out of 41 times is he waits for somebody to articulate a need and take the first step. Either that person or a family member who brings them, or in one case, a centurion who comes to petition him, or in another case, 4 friends who carry their friend on a mat. He waits to see if somebody has initiative and somebody comes to it 34 out of 41 times. And in fact, the other 7 times, most of those times, he also asks somebody to still take a step, even though he initiates it those other 7 times. So he'll say to one person, well, step forward, step forward. He wants to see them moving. He says to another person, he says, okay, I've prayed for you. Now go down to the pools and wash off your face and you'll be healed. Or go show yourself the priest. Something to get us moving. What does this all have to do with us today? Well, we've got New Year's just around the corner, New Year, and I encourage you to go through an exercise, maybe with your friends and family. It's a really good discussion. What is it you want Jesus to do for you? Just say it, articulate it. It's kind of a powerful and vulnerable thing to do that. Notice what your need is, or even not your need, your want. Jesus didn't say, what is it you want me to do for you? And it better be altruistic and just alleviating pain. Maybe he would have met this guy's request if he said, I want $1 million cash. We don't know. He doesn't limit it on that. Articulate it and then take action on it. If you want to lose 20 pounds, ask Jesus to help you lose 20 pounds and take action on it. Get a gym membership or go to the gym. If you want to be delivered of your substance abuse addiction, ask him and get in a recovery group. If you want a more intimate marriage, ask him and set up date nights with your spouse. If you want kids who are more behaved, ask Jesus and figure out a discipline plan that you're going to hold to this year. I don't know what your need is or what your want is, but say it to Jesus this year and then put something in place. You got a few days before the new year comes to be able to be saying it and practicing it before we hit the ground running on 2022. I want you to have a great year, and this will help it be so. Thanks for coming to my Garage Bible Study.